Hey you, so on this video, Ultimate Gold Buying Guide, I'm going to be going over a whole load of questions that I've received and just bunch them into one basically, a lot have been similar, and give my answers to them. So ultimately it's going to be gold related questions and picking up options. So it's going to be the Ultimate Gold Buying Guide. So before I get into this, if you haven't done so already, and you like what you hear /see, please do go ahead and like and subscribe. So I'm going to jump straight into this. As mentioned, there's been a load of the questions that have been very similar. So hopefully I'll be able to hit the nail on the head and answer all of them at once with this video here. So one of the first ones I've gotten recently has been, inheritance related. So what would you buy for a kid, a loved one? So I'll class it under inheritance. Or what do you buy for a child? So the advice I give there and I'm going to give now is for myself, and let me know down below in the comments what you would recommend buying for a child. It's for anybody, your loved one, niece, nephew, specifically a child. So what I thought was good, and once again, let me know down below what you think is good, is keeping it theme related. So, birth related. So you're going to attach the coin to the year of the birth or the date, specific date if you're able to find a coin like that. But I've always recommended a lunar coin. I know it can be very daunting for somebody going online or going into a store and thinking what you're going to buy for your loved one, for little mister or little miss, and not knowing what to purchase. So hopefully with comments down below also, if you're going in and picking a lunar themed coin would be one of the first options I'm going to give. It's going to be something tagged to their year, so their birth year. So for instance, if you was born in the year of the dragon, just a few, not all here, your birth year is going to be 1976, 1988, 2000 and 2012, and I believe the next year of the dragon will be 2024. So that's just an example of birth years tagged to the year of the dragon. So obviously whatever year your loved one is, you can find out what that is. This information is easily available. For instance, if your child was born now, we're currently at the year of the rat. So, you could pick up a year of the rat coin. So it's something that's, a little bit more sentimental and also a little bit more spicy than the next option I'm going to give. And that would be a lunar coin. So I think these are fantastic for getting for children, especially if you're looking at gold. But then as mentioned, the next option, which is also a fantastic option, would be pegging it to a coin that's going to be also specific. So it's going to be exactly bang on the year that they was born. So with these, you can get down there, every single coin has that available option. So you can get your Britannia. So for instance, you was looking at a 1/10 quarter, 1 ounce Britannia. If the child was born in 2000, for instance, you go out setting about looking for that. Of course, you could call dealers or go into stores and they should be able to find you one. It's not going to be impossible to find a readily available coin at that specific year. You have Krugerrands that are fantastic also for previous years. This is going to be more of a gov-minted option. That's why I said it's not as spicy as the lunar year, but also it's a lot more personal. So, you can have something that's tagged to the kid's actual year, 1995, whenever that may be. So that would be the next option. But this is the options that I think are the best for buying for a child. I know, and in the end of the day, gold is gold. Regardless what you purchase, it's going to be a 1/10 quarter, 1 ounce sovereign. It's going to be gold. But if you want to get real personal and real specific and add that little touch, these are options that I've always thought were good. But once again, let me know down below in the comments what options you think are good when you're picking a coin specifically for a child. As mentioned here, I'd say aim it more towards the birth, so you're getting that sentimental touch also. So that's going to be the answer to that one on the Ultimate Gold Buying Guide on what I would pick for inheritance or for a child. So the next one is going to be relating to a coin I just picked up here. I've had a lot of questions regarding the sovereigns. So first off, I'd want to say I did make a bit of a boo-boo on one of my recent videos, fractional videos, when I was mentioning that the sovereign, the Krugerrand and the Libertad don't have denominations. The sovereign does have a denomination. It doesn't have it marked on the coin though. The others don't have a denomination technically, but the sovereign does have a £1 denomination. So, if you'll go half sovereign, you'll take it under there, 50p and lower. Up, double sovereign's £2, and obviously the £5 sov is self-explanatory, right? 5 sov. So it does have a denomination, but it doesn't have one stamped on the actual physical coin. So that's the difference there. But what do I think of them? Do I purchase them? What do I think of the half, the quarter? I think the sovereign could easily be not number one, the second most recognized gold bullion coin to purchase. You know, I'll put the Krugerrands up there. So it's been going longer, I believe. But, you know, it's a coin. It's very, you could say it's attached more to Europe, i.e. UK wise, but it has worldwide appeal. You know, I think with a sovereign, going to a dealer to liquidize this would not be a hassle whatsoever. You really know what you're getting. It's not something that's overly inflated. It's at a set rate. Even now, I know a lot of people just purchasing sovereigns. It's one of those coins. I have owned them. This one here seems to have stuck around, you know, made it through the storm. I don't dislike them. I've always said I wanted a tube. If you check some of my recent archive videos, I did have a tube of them, but they went in and they went back out. But it's a fantastic, absolute fantastic coin. You know, highly recognizable. When you're going lower, once again, it's all down to personal preference and budget. You know, my budget's going to be different than yours. If you're collecting sovereigns, let me know what size you prefer more. But the actual sovereign itself, it doesn't have like a one sovereign, or you could refer to it as that. It's just recognized as the sovereign. Is, you know, a little under a quarter ounce. It's the personal choice of many. I do know a few who are, instead of putting, you know, something into a kid's kitty, i.e. their savings account, switched some years back and was picking up a sovereign once a month. So it's one of those coins. It's small but powerful. You know, there's not really much more I can really say on it. Isn't that it's part of my fractional choice as I go on to the next coin. But it's most definitely, if you wanted to pick these up and have an opinion on them, you're not going to find a dealer on the planet that is going to reject this coin, you know, because it has absolute worldwide recognition. So it's a fantastic coin to stack regardless of the size. I know a lot of the times they've introduced a lot of the 2 ounces. Maybe in the fancy sets, you know, I have a lot more sovereigns in the proof sets. But in terms of raw bullion, as the stack evolves and continues, I do definitely want a tube plus as we move on. So it's definitely something I want in my stack, definitely something I need in my stack and will be adding to my stack. So it's an absolute fantastic coin, especially if you're a UK stacker. But also, once again, it's one of these coins that you could tag to a year date if you wanted to for a loved one. And it's like, you can't get no better. I think these are fantastic coins for passing down to loved ones and come under inheritance also. Governmented coin, you know, it's got that little spicy flavor where he doesn't say the denomination, but, you know, most definitely a coin you want in your stack. So that's my view on the sovereigns. Are ultimate must, you know, if you don't have one, start adding some to your stack. It's a fantastic piece to add. So the next one I'll approach is it's going to be a coin, or should I say a subject that I've constantly covered in a lot of the recent videos, but I can understand when people just catch up or may just catch a video. So it's going to be fractionals. You know, I won't touch upon this for too long. What is the best fractional sizes? So now, first off, let me say my fractional sizes are going to differ from your fractional sizes. So please, down below in the comments, although even if you do or you don't, if you was going to, let me know what fractional sizes you favor over any. So, you know, what is the best fractional size? So to end this on this video, my personal fractional sizes are going to be in this order. So, you know, it's going to be the 1/10 over here, the quarter ounce right here, and the sovereign. All day, every day, I'm adding these 3 sizes to my stack, you know, either because it's a stocking filler, so, you know, I may purchase an order and need to fill it up with a 1/10, either because I want to grab something, you know, and it's just coming in the quarter ounce, whether it's high premium or not, or either because I know it's a fantastic addition to my stack, i.e. the sovereign. Now, every size below these, so you have the 1/10 right here, so I believe next you go 1/20th, and even a gram and below is a fantastic option. Every size below the quarter ounce is a fantastic option. Every size below the sovereign or above is a fantastic option. These are just my personal 3 tops. You know, if we're talking fractional, if I was going to say why, 1/10 I believe is one of the best fractional coins in terms of, you know, liquidity, because there's always, you don't lose the premiums if you're selling to somebody that can only afford a 1/10. So, you know, you can pass the premium and make the premium back selling on. The quarter ounce is also a next size I see a lot of mints and dealers taking advantage of when it comes to bringing out certain coins, i.e. the Queen's Beast, and adding a smaller size to the stack. The Queen's Beast could have done a 1/10 and had more appeal, but they stuck to the quarter ounce, so that's why I like it there. The sovereign is what it is. It's not a quarter ounce, you know, so it's not identical to a quarter ounce in size, but it's got its own size. It's technically its own coin, which it is in itself. You know, it's its own weight, it's its own coin. It's a fantastic coin to have in the stack. This is why I favor these three sizes when we're talking fractionals. Do I have the other sizes? Yes. Would I stack the other sizes? Yes. I favor these sizes personally. Once again, let me know what sizes you favor when you're talking fractional gold. So I hope I've answered that question there. I've got a load of videos in the archives going more in depth on fractional gold pieces. So once again, let me know your sizes when it comes to fractional gold pieces. So next question would be, you know, a lot of times on YouTube, I can understand when some people get, you know, a little bashful, don't come out to play, and they always ask. On YouTube, it's mainly for the person getting into stacking and maybe on a budget, but there are people out there that are on a very large budget and, you know, money ain't a thing. So that's going to be, is stacking high premium a bad option? Is it a good or a bad option? You know, is it bad for your stack? So once again, first off, this coin here would be classed as a high premium coin. There are people out there that only stack high premium coins. Once again, I would say, listen, it's your money. You know, if you're in that situation, just like I said, if you're in a situation where you can't afford a 1/10 ounce or a 1/4 ounce, you know, and I'm sure if you're in a position like that, you know, shout out to Doctor Who, another stacker who likes to stack high premium pieces. You've done some due diligence. You know, you may have, you know, a very large gold piece, or you may have some foundation, but the bulk of your stack is high premium because you like it. It makes it exciting and enjoyable for you. I don't think there is a negative to that, because ultimately, in the end of the day, if you're stacking high premium gold, it's gold. You know, you can't go wrong. It's just a win-win. Yes, you're paying over the odds, but as we always say, there's 101 things that, you know, you've paid over the odds for in the past, and there's 101 ways you spunk money in other areas. I don't think there's a negative to it. The only thing I would say, as you know, it's a no-brainer really, is if you're on a budget, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're fortunate enough, and many are, to not be on a budget, is high premium the only thing that you stack? Is a bad approach? No, you know, you're saying stack what you like comes into account from there. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. There's 101 things once again. High premium is fantastic. The benefits for me. Funnily enough, recently reviewing my stack, I would say from my gold stack in itself, easily 40% of that is high premium. You know, and some coins I really want to go long with. Some coins I did want to sell at a time. You know, someone asked recently if it was only the Rwandan coins that I didn't sell. But as I was mentioning, I did pick up many of them, even this ship here, in quantity, and ended up wanting to keep some for my stack. So when it was burning hot, I liquidated the ones that I had and then thought I'd go semi-long with them. So, you know, looking at my stack, it's 60% foundation, which is technically not even foundation. If you just look at a lot of the coins that went on to become, you know, high premium, we'll have to see how that works out in the long run, but a lot of the coins are proof, or coins I paid a larger premium over spot over the time. So I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Adds flavor to the stack, and you know, you do you know, if you pick up the coins, a lot of people have the mentality, if I don't care, if I can't sell it. It technically falls under the collector banner, but you know, I believe it's gold. Gold's going places. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But once again, let me know down below if you're one of those types of stackers, and if you see a negative to it, you know, it's yours, i.e. the money wise. So rounding this one up, I would say a question I've had is, you know, should you go paper or physical? And this has came about because an individual had got into a stack or a stacking position and basically said they didn't intend to go long. Why? Because with what they had purchased, it was with basically funds, you know, like 5,000 that they would need to tap into sooner than later. So it was a bit of a risky play they had purchased with the metals, but you know, they're going to need access to the funds at some sooner than later. You know, a lot of the times we say don't put your last into it. So if you've got 5k savings, the last thing you really want to do is tie it up into metals. But some people like to take that risk, I understand. So, you know, what is the best metal basically if you're going to go short? I.e., should you go paper or physical? My views on that. Now, as of recent, I know some people that got into paper, and this is purely off of a mobile app. I'm not sure what app it was. I don't know if it was Robin Hood or one of those, don't hold me to that, but they got into some paper, wanted to play it. We all know the dangers of paper. The old sayings out there: if you don't hold it, you don't own it. But I've always said there's many benefits to paper. Real money's made in the non-physical market, and once again, it has more benefits in terms of how much more people it's made rich playing that type of market, and there's more people that prefer to play that game. Physical is daunting to many, if you can believe that or not. We're considered the cuckoo, the tinfoil hat individuals stacking toilet paper and etc. I personally don't own no paper. So, would I play paper? Yes, if I couldn't get a hold of no physical. I believe that was one of the reasons why they also went down the route of stacking some paper. But if I was going to answer the first question as what would be a good short-term hold, I would say paper also, unbelievably, because if you think you're going to need to tap into it sooner than later, the last thing you really want to do, and regardless if it's a silver monster box or 1 ounce of gold, whenever it comes time to liquidate, this is sometimes could be the smoothest part of owning physical or the worst part of owning physical. You don't know what's going to happen. It's technically out of your hands. You can contact many, many dealers, but you never know. It's a roll of the dice in terms of how smooth or bad it goes. Whereas with paper, once again, has its benefits. It's extremely liquid. You purchase it easily and you sell it easily. So I would say if you wanted to go short and not long, paper could be a good option. You benefit from the rises, and you fall with the falls. But that would be an option I would pick. Once again, paper or physical. The pluses and the negatives is, one, you own it. You own it. It could be, you could have got into some type of a fruitier coin, and you own all the goods and the bads with it, and no one can take it away from you. Whereas with paper, if you're not so held up on owning it, i.e. for security reasons or just not knowing where to store it, I do know people like that literally would be scared holding on to an ounce of gold. It just is. Sometimes you just need to convince the person or have them hold on to it for a long term, but it's just that initial jump that a lot of people find hard. Then maybe physical, maybe for you. But once again, if you're going short and you may need to tap back into the fund sooner than later, paper may be your only option. So hopefully I've answered a lot of the recent questions I've had, and a lot when it comes to this purchasing. But if not, let me know down below if you've got any more comments or questions, and hit me up on the usual email and Insta. Once again, be patient, people. I will be replying to emails and DMs in time. Just have some, bear with me. And let me know anything you can add on to this down below in the comments, or the questions I've asked. What do you think is the best coins for inheritance or passing down to a kid? Do you like sovereigns? Do you think they're good or bad for your stack? What is your best fractional gold size, and why? Is stacking only high premium for your stack a good or a bad option? And what do you think about paper? Is it a good or a bad option? So let me know down below what you think. So once again, if you haven't done so already, please do like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound.